Okay, so this is the lesson for doing color effects, shape, tween, and audio. First thing is to make a new layer. I'm going to call it color effect. Doesn't like spaces, so it puts an underscore there. I'm going to use my type tool. I'm going to type in my text. And then convert it to a movie clip. So we can do that by going to modify, convert to symbol, or as we see there, press F8. Now it's a movie clip. Now we're going to create a motion tween. So we right click and then create our motion tween. Alright, so it automatically moves us ahead. But this is our starting appearance. We're going to go down maybe somewhere around here. This is where our end would be. So as soon as I click on that, we have our property changes. So color change is tint, and we can see that going from white to pink. So that would be our color effect changing there. So that's what that's all about. You can also change, as you see here, brightness, which does black and white, alpha, which is transparency. All right, moving on to our shape tween, we'll kind of start in the same way. Make a new layer, name it so that we know what's what going forward. And then we're going to type in on that layer. Alright, so that's what this is going to be. Alright, so then we have our text here. And in order to make this into a shape, we have to turn it into a graphic. So we do modify, break apart. That turns it into individual letters. We break it apart one more time. Now it's a graphic. Alright, so now we're going, this is our, again, our starting appearance. We're going to move somewhere to establish our ending position. So I'm just going to right click here and say insert blank keyframe. So that kind of cuts that off there. Now I have my placeholder here. So I'm going to go to my shape tool and just draw what I want that to turn into. Alright, so we have this object, and now just applying the tween. So we're saying this is our start, this is our end. Click in the range and create shape tween. So now we have our shape, or our text turning into a shape. You could do it the other way around if you drew a shape first and then have it turn into text. That might be kind of cool as well. And the last part here then is for our audio. So again, make a new layer, call it audio, and then if you have it, you would want to first import your MP3 file into your library. Once it's done with that, we just select it, drag it onto the stage, not the timeline. It takes a couple seconds to process, and then we can see our waveform kind of happening here. So that is the process for that. We could probably trim this down so that 5 seconds isn't too long, but we're probably going to need to, let's see if anything's missing here. Alright, so that actually doesn't look too bad. So then to get this and to do our final test, we do our Control Enter, and we can see hopefully it will play. Not responding. Alright, so let's just hope that it's going to work. I'm going to do a save first, and then we're going to create our MP4 by exporting this. So once this is done saving, I'll do File, Export, Video. And we should have a pop-up box that comes up here, giving us some options here. I guess it's preparing and thinking about what it's doing right now. So you will get this pop-up. Make sure that it's checked off to convert to video media encoder. Otherwise, it's just going to stay as a MOV file. So it's exporting, and then we should see media encoder opening up. Alright, so after a couple seconds, this dialog window should come up. I have some old files in here. I'm just gonna make sure I have the latest one. Alright, so then all we have to do is press play to process this. We can kind of see that your animation's happening down here. And that's it. We can click here to find our file. Takes us right to that location, and we can just test it out, make sure it works.